Before the Darkspawn, the stone held an empire. Dozens of taigs, each cavern a shade of dwarven pride. Communities, separate but united. They fell by degrees. Ruins crumbled into tombstones, a forgotten glory. But the stone is a living history, and absence can reveal more than constant scrutiny does. As as the stone shifts, she chooses what remains buried and what must see the light. The shapers must return, must walk the lost way. Wow, that was a really inconvenient sneeze. My apologies. As the stone shifts, she chooses what remains buried and what must see the light. The shapers must return, must walk the lost way, so the children of the stone can see what has been surrendered and what can be gained. This is the sacrifice of the shaper. The Lost Way, from The Shaper's Life, a book of dwarven history. Hello, and welcome to the 8th session of Victory, Vigilance, and Sacrifice. This tabletop role-playing game uses the Dragon Age video game setting developed by BioWare and the officially licensed tabletop role-playing game published by Green Ronin. Thanks also to Incompetech, aka Kevin MacLeod, for creating the wonderful music you'll hear tonight. Incompetech can be found through the Roll20 app, which we will also be using. As a content note, the Dragon Age setting is not a nice place. Content warnings persist across this chronicle for war violence, sickness, undead, and terrible choices made in terrible circumstances. We employ the X card for player safety. So, tonight, join us in telling a story of the Fourth Blight. First, Wardens, tell us a little bit about who you are and what your Warden is all about.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ambrose. My pronouns are he or they. You can find me all over the internet as Sam Changeling and on Etsy at Thornkind. My warden likes long walks in the woods with strawberry daiquiri. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, uh, I
Please
will be
don't date
playing.
your griffin.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Hey,
no. This is my baby.
I'm just saying, I'm looking at your Zoom name.
I didn't, I did not write that,
Uh-huh.
just so you
You
know.
you corrected it and you didn't change any of that.
I thought the maker put that there, and I wasn't gonna go against the maker. Anyway, yes, Galen Redbow, and he just may or may not have done a really horrible thing regarding his griffin, but it saved his life. So
Hello all, I'm Devin. You can find me online at Sword of Sullied, and tonight I am playing Garrick. Wow, my brain just had a moment. I've been a little sick lately. So, I am all about killing a whole bunch of Darkspawn because they basically caused my son to be killed by me. Yeah, fun storyline. So now I'm about protecting people.
Hello, everybody. My name is Steve. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on nowhere online at Voodoo Arcade. I'm playing Jurgen, the Tranquil mage. Now has a stick. Just like in the game, and I have stick. So I use a stick to hit people and to apply healing dirt.
And hello, everyone. I am Brody, he, they. You can find me in your imagination at the Raba 1. I will be playing Harold Wynn this evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you happen to be. The absolutely best behaved city elf in human and world history. I will not be a problem, I promise. And my word is as good as my bond.
dubious. Thank you all. As for me, I am your game runner, Rachel, she, her. You can find me at Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere on the internet, including the Burning Bird app, MySpace, MySpace, yes, MySpace, although I haven't posted anything there. I should probably go do that. Instagram, YouTube, and also Hive, where I should probably also start posting. Anyway, you can also find previous episodes of this show and other shows on the channel on YouTube, where we'd love your likes and subscribes on our trek to 1,000 subscribers. We'd also appreciate your subscription to this channel, but unlike Twitch, subscribing on YouTube is free. So, that out of the way, it is recap time. Brody, would you care to read the notes Ambrose has prepared on what happened last session?
I have to look through it, so you do too. We take stock after clearing the immediate area of Darkspawn, but sense more coming from underground to the surface. We scramble to prepare as there is no escape from this onslaught. The Darkspawn blossom from below, the surface with all the dread beauty of a corpse flower going to bloom. The Dalish that we are attempting to protect join in the fray as they are able, and it seems that elves in the vicinity are the primary targets of the Darkspawn. Harold Wynn isn't looking so good, with the battle nowhere near over yet, but thankfully both Jurgen and Garrick work to heal him. In the fray, Galen becomes poisoned. Despite many whiffs, our bedraggled crew pulls through with a victory, and our healer works his magic to help us all recover. Survivors of this Dalish band consist of Mahariel, the Keeper, Zathrian the First, Arave, Zathrian's pregnant wife, Alaise, the Harin, the Lore Keeper, Miriani, Elaise's wife, Elias, Elias's twin, Elisha, child of Elias, and the hunters Miriani, Viron, and Tanaran. After we collect ourselves, one elf introduces herself and her first as Mahariel and Zathrian, respectively. In the middle of conversing, Galen runs off to check on Arrow. More bad news, something is wrong with Tanaran, Alaise, and Elais. Tanaran and Alaise are sick from the general malaise that circulates after Darkspawn passed through, but Elais is now tainted from Darkspawn blood. The only solution to Elais' problem is conscription, but he doesn't want that. Harold and Elisha sit with Elais and listen to the Lorekeeper's stories before we must part ways. Our alienage elf writes a note that he passes off to the Keeper, Mahariel, in case they should wander to Wisdom's Keep, that they are required to be treated as honored guests. Garrick approaches Jurgen, asking what it would take to make a griffin drink the taint to go through the joining. Our Tranquil has an easy answer to this: blood magic. Galen is uncomfortable with the idea of mind control on Arrow, as Arrow is a sentient beast. Our mercenary is severely uncomfortable with the thought of manipulating Arrow's free will. At the idea of tricking Arrow into eating the disguised corruption, Galen breaks down and takes his battle steed aside. Knowing that Arrow doesn't quite understand, but desperate to try anyhow, he gives Arrow the choice: initiate the joining with the tainted venison, or be released to the Maker. Reluctantly, the Griffin takes the meat and is joined. The future holds difficulty for Galen's companionship with Arrow, but perhaps with time it will heal. Back at the camp, Harold approaches the Keeper with Galen in tow as a voluntary representative. They seek Valacine for Harold. Unfortunately, the Keeper declines to do such a thing for Harold Wynn, asking what Dalish things he knows. In what ways is this elf Dalish? Alas, he is not quite of the people, though it wasn't his choice that his heritage was removed from him. Galen vows to help Harold achieve this knowledge, and Harold vows to earn his Valacine or try until the deep roads call him. And so we continue on to see some dwarves.
Okay, thank you for that recap. Thank you, Ambrose, for notes. So, before you take your leave of the Dalish, is there anything else you would like to get from them, to them, of them?
And I think we gave them directions to Wisdom's Keep, and they got permission. They're not in immediate danger. They're capable of handling themselves. We've offered all the medical treatment we can. I mean, short of leaving an accidental future offspring, like, I don't know what else we can do.
I
How many of those?
mean,
We
How
do
many of
need-
those sets of armor did I beat the symbols out of? Or shield? I did the shields. That's right. Uh, I'll give him a couple heavy shields
okay.
that have the symbols beaten out of them, so that way, you know, they have something extra to defend themselves if they have burly guys to do it with.
Yeah, that'd be problematic. If they're caught with Templar shields.
That's why I said the ones that I've beaten out of.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're beating things out, aren't you?
Takes a lick and keeps on kicking.
All right. So you begin making your way across the map, and it's a journey of several days to get to the entrance to Orton Tig. And so, are you all going by Griffinback?
I think we should fly at the friendly skies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
while we can.
Yeah.
Griffin
While we
Arrow's
can.
probably gonna buck me off.
While we're still able to fly, and you know, while they're not sitting there going like tiny enclosed space of underground.
All right. So, which of you have a farming background?
Not a lot of farming done inside the slums of the city.
Okay.
I'm a blacksmith.
I'm-
Say you hung out with farmers.
I'd imagine that Galen is more of like a forager, if anything.
Yeah, okay. So I would like a perception roll from everybody, please. And an animal handling roll as well from Galen.
$12
Okay.
with 5 on the dragon die if it matters.
Did you get doubles?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Does hearing count for perception or just visual?
This is a visual thing.
Okay, I got a total of 7.
Alright. How about for your animal handling roll?
Oh. Oh god, I'm so glad that was much better. That was 12, 13,
Wow, we got a lot of 12s on the site.
14, 15. 15 total, and I have the specialty in griffin handling now.
Okay. That's good because when you go to Arrow, he's a little skittish. Tries to like dance away from you, but you manage to bring him under control.
Oh, my heart.
Okay. How about Jurgen and Harold? How'd you do on perception?
12.
12.
Okay.
With 2 stunt stuff.
2 stunt stuff.
Yes.
2 stunt points.
Okay. So, what you see, from up above, those of you who got an 11 or better, what you see is, part of a farmer's field is burning. And you can see that the farmers are there tending the fire, so it seems to be a controlled burn. Garrick, you come from a farming community. You have no idea why someone would be doing this.
So with my stunt dice, can I use that makes me wonder, which lets me do another perception roll to see if I can see what the real reason they're doing it might be?
Absolutely. Same difficulty, this will be an 11.
Oh good, that's an 11, on the money.
Okay. So, you don't see what the problem is so much as you sense what the problem is. He is burning crops that have been infected with the blight, and he's clearly trying to sort of keep it from spreading to the currently healthy crops.
Does it look like it's under control?
For now?
Okay, I'll inform the troops. They're burning the blighted crops.
Better than the other thing.
The good crops?
Not burning the blighted crops. If you had to choose unburned blighted crops or burned blighted crops, I'd take the burned blighted crops.
And it does look as though he got to it in time, because, this is, 20, 30 acre farm. There's about only a quarter acre on fire.
Ambrose question.
Yes.
So, when crops are blighted, because as everyone knows, I am not a video gamer, does it turn into, like, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, or, like, what happens?
No, it essentially just rots in the field and becomes inedible.
Necrotizing foodiatus.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm very disappointed that we don't have a little shop of horrors situation then.
I mean, if you really want to try and entice your demon buddy to possess the crops, you can try.
Nah.
We will not be naming any of these plants an Audrey of any number.
I mean, if you infect a tree with with the proper spirit, it eventually starts writing poetry.
So that's how Ents are created.
Yeah, but this one can't move.
When a spirit loves a tree and they spend many long years together, an Ent is born, and they never stop talking.
Or you're walking through the woods and all of a sudden the trees are attacking you.
But we all know their bark is worse than their bite, so it'll be fine.
Banned. So, this is what you see. Do you want to land, keep flying?
I personally think if he's got it, that farmer's got it under control, then we should keep going with our mission.
Seconded.
All right.
They have their things together, it's fine.
If we stop at every small inconvenience brought on by the blight, we'll never reach our goal.
Players are bullying me in chat. Alright, so you take the next couple days of traveling, and because you are going by Griffinback, there is, nothing really for you to fight, because, just some geese who are terrified. Alright, so you land where there is essentially a big flat area outside the entrance to Orton Taig. And there is a small marketplace on this area. And so you see a mix of surface dwarves along with some human and elven merchants selling any number of small goods. The dwarves are clearly selling what was made in the Taig, while the humans and elves are, selling their own goods, food, textiles, things that are difficult to come by underground. There are also some dwarves selling minor enchanted items. So, like small rings of protection and runes, you can buy those here as well. You also see there is a human woman wearing the robes of the Andrastian Chantry, preaching the good word of Andraste and the Maker, more or less being.
More or less. Sorry, more or less what?
Being ignored.
Oh,
So she's
thank you.
like trying to preach the good word of the Maker, and the dwarves are like, yeah, whatever.
Understood.
But you can tell she's got 2 Templar companions who seem to be doing business while she preaches.
Shopping
and
montage?
Can we just ignore the religion people for a moment?
I mean, everyone else is. Why can't we?
We've got
Yeah.
business. We're official.
Yeah.
Steve, in particular,
Yes.
you're guessing that the lay sister and the Templars are here to trade in Lyria.
I need that. I want it. Okay. We're landing there. Is that correct?
Sounds about right.
I mean, I'd rather land and get off than jump, so...
I mean, you can keep going.
I'll break off, fly in, and land. Just to
I'll
confirm.
follow.
Yeah.
If he's gonna break off, I'll follow him.
So we all do kind of like the...
Yeah, Galen will follow, but probably not because Arrow is doing what he wants, but probably because Arrow goes, "Oh, other Griffins are doing this other thing." Yeah.
We're doing Griffin stuff.
Oh dear, and Chloe Serena has redeemed Malevolence.
Oh wait, what did I ever do to you?
You know, there's one person who's clear target of that as we're trying to control Griffith, right? My character is solidarity with yours as an elf. The player is just like, let's go.
Okay,
I will.
so,
Oh, okay.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say I will land and kind of like get off of my. I will get off of Griffin and just kind of get my stick out of its place. Just kind of walk in front of it. Stay. And then just looking at everybody. I'm going to go procure goods.
Alright, so the gear and equipment section in the rulebook begins on page 75. And as you are well-funded wardens, and as you also have the right of conscription, so you can afford pretty much any mundane equipment you think you're going to need. You can also buy small, like low-level potions and runes. You can also just conscript the more expensive stuff if you want. Just be like, I'm a warden and that's mine now. That will have...
Bad plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will just have consequences.
We're Grey Wardens. What kind of consequences would there be?
Someone did purchase a malevolence.
I will get a few a number of daggers necessary to not have to worry about it for a while.
Okay.
A number of sharp, pointy objects that allow me to continuously stab without having to worry if I have enough.
Okay. Yeah, so if you look at the, like where it goes with traps and grenades and poisons, it is the novice poisons. You can afford any of them. You can buy a couple journeyman poisons.
So,
Okay.
Ambrose, question once more. What would a character like mine typically be seeking at a market like this, or do I seem well enough off with what I have?
Yeah, so you would know that, it's probably always, what's your character class? You're a warrior?
Let me double check that, but I believe so. Yes.
Alright, because I think Harold is the only rogue. Okay, so as someone who lives in the forest, you would know the benefit of traps, especially. Because you can lay them down and lure whatever you're hunting into the trap. Hooray, you've got dinner. And so this is also in a totally different part of the book, but if you go to page 337, it lists the runes and what you can have Jurgen do, because he's tranquil and this is something they're good at, is essentially apply the rune to your weapon or armor to give it a bonus. And same thing with the traps. You can easily afford any of the novice runes.
Hmm.
I'm guessing you can't put some runes on my stabbies.
We can put one rune on one stabby.
Yeah.
Pick your favorite stabby.
Well,
I mean, my short sword is my favorite stabby.
I can fit all your stabbies. I just need to make the rolls.
Well, let's say we get enough equipment, get enough materials for some runing, and we can figure it out as we go.
Okay. Let's see.
Also, Galen, would you like to borrow my Ironbark shortbow, because you're much more of a shooting person?
It was gifted to you. I'm going to teach you how to use it.
Right, but I was like, would you like to borrow it for now?
I'll break it in for you.
Okay. I will send you the stats.
Excuse me.
Who are you talking to?
Any trader that I can talk to.
Okay. Yeah, so you find there's a pair of dwarves. They've got I don't know, one of them has a shaved head, the other one has very long hair. They both have beards that they clearly spend a lot of time grooming. And they both have very angular face tattoos. So the one with the hair looks like he styles his hair to try and cover it up, but it's just you can still see it peeking out from under the bangs. And of course the guy with no hair is just like, yep, here's my tattoo.
Okay.
Is it better? Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Oh, no, you have a question?
Oh, I was looking at Rune of Defense versus Rune of Protection, and one of them gives you a +1 bonus to your defense, and the other +1 to your armor rating. Which one's better? Like, what would be the difference of taking defense versus armor rating?
So, the defense would help you to just not get hit at all. So they would always have to roll 1 higher to hit you. But if they do manage to land a lucky blow, then with the higher armor rating, you will take 1 less damage.
Hmm.
So what's your current defense and armor?
Defense is 13, armor is 4.
Yeah. So with 13, you're probably gonna get hit a whole bunch. Same thing with 14. So I would go with the armor rating, which means that as long as you're wearing your armor, you will take 5 points off the top of whatever damage they roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Making a list in the Discord for things I'm interested in.
Okay. So Jürgen, you address these two dwarven brothers. And so have you sought out a particular type of merchant, like weapons, armor, magical goods?
No.
Eh.
Hello.
Oh, greetings to you, sir. Are you in the market for perhaps a new suit of armor?
I will not be needing a suit of armor, thank you.
Well then, what can my brother and I do for you?
I am a Grey Warden.
So you are. Always good to see a warden in these parts. You know, we've got a discount for you.
No discount necessary, thank you.
What can we do for you?
I require a certain amount of lyrium in which to craft for my friends, and I also would be I would like to be directed in the direction of a grenade salesman.
So, you see, and is anyone with Jürgen while he's doing this?
Figured I was gonna follow him if he was going to go for grenades, if I knew.
I feel like one of us should just be with Jürgen anyways, just in case there needs to be some humaning done. I'm sorry, peopling.
Gonna say, I'm the only human of this group, Jürgen aside, currently.
Jürgen's a human?
I said besides Jürgen.
He hasn't lost anything that makes him not human.
I'm glad someone is finally acknowledging that. Well, not glad, but...
He's not good at peopling, that's all.
He's doing his best.
Sounds like Garrick is going with Jürgen.
Yeah, I'd tail Jürgen.
Galen gets distracted by shiny things.
Alright. So, Alright, so you see this exchange, Garrick. And so, when Jürgen asks for lyrium and grenades, the two dwarves look at each other and exchange. Okay, can we trust this asshole? So then they turn back to Jürgen. I'm like, oh, well, surely you know that your human chantry has the monopoly on the lyrium trade, and looks over at the two Templars and the lay sister, who's, she's still up there, still reciting the Chant of Light.
Excuse me. I put my hand on Jürgen's shoulder. As you can see, my Grey Warden brother is a product of said Chantry Templars. We don't exactly like working with them as much.
Oh, well. All right. Oh, you Grey Wardens. Tell me first. I've heard rumors from some of the humans up here that there might be a blight.
Watch yourselves. I'm not going to say it's coming because this man right here will be a little cross. But I won't say that it's not.
Right. Well, are you going inside the Tig then?
Yes, indeed.
All right. If you meet us after the sun comes down up here. I'll introduce you to my cousin. We'll be in Dust Town.
Okay, repeat that name, or can you put it in chat?
Dusktown.
Dust.
Oh.
I think this might be the time for me to try out the contacts feature that I have.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
I think I'd like to at least see if, like, I know anybody in the tag or around that might be able to give us some, idea of what we're walking into.
Okay.
Trying to find the mechanics of it. So high up on the thing. Oh, there it is. Alright, contacts. Oh, this one, this is more of a... I can make contacts here, I don't necessarily have one yet.
Okay.
Maybe that's what I will start chatting with folks, and I'll find where people are drinking, and be buddy and tell interesting but vaguely related stories that aren't actually telling people who I am or where I'm from.
Okay. So, there is a tavern tent. And so it's kind of a semi-permanent, semi-impermanent structure. So it's essentially a wooden portico over which they've just sort of draped this thick oiled canvas. And it's reasonably busy. They are serving roast nug and inexpensive dwarven ale. And you see here is someone you already know. It is Delvin, the dwarven envoy, just sort of sitting at a table, chewing on his nug, chewing some more.
Is anyone talking to him, or is he kind of like his own little thing?
Yeah, like no one's shunning him, it's just no one has business with him right now.
Okay. Well, we just got here, and we know him, so I'm just gonna go over and take a seat with a little bit of food and a drink, and be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Well, it's good to see you. I'm glad you finally made it.
It took a little while for us to get the new base of operations running. Who is the crow? I think I have...
your demon crow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wisdom? I think I might have the crow right now. Does anybody else feel very strongly about it? So I'll have Chrisdom on my shoulder, kind of point to him and say, "Yeah, very interesting experience at what we're calling Wisdom's Keep."
Well, is that where we can find you then?
That is our base of operations.
Well, it's good to see you. Are your companions also here?
They're doing a little shopping.
Oh, it's a good place for it.
I think we want to make sure we're ready for whatever we deal with down below. If we can go down below.
Oh, of course you can, but the situation's a little odd at the moment.
Do tell.
Well, so our king, King Branor Orton, he led an expedition to the Deep Roads about a month ago. No one's heard from him since.
Between you and I think we might have a good idea of what might have happened.
Well, until someone finds his body, brings it back, or until he comes back himself, he's technically still the king, as tenuous as his hold was on power before he even left.
And who's making decisions in his absence?
Well, theoretically it'd be the Assembly of Nobles, but they fight like cats in a sack. Some of them believe that the Blight is coming. Others think it's just mere surface or panic.
And
Whatever's going on, the Darkspawn attacks from the Deep Roads have increased. And then, of course, there's problems with the blacksmiths.
problems with the blacksmiths. We might have somebody who speaks hammer.
No, it's not that. You see, before he left, the king ordered all the blacksmiths to fire up their forges extra hot, start producing weapons and armor in case it truly was a blight. But he told them to do it at cost. That was sustainable for the first couple weeks, but now they're demanding, well, their demands aren't that unreasonable. After all, no one selling food is selling theirs at cost, and they've still got families to feed.
So, just to make sure I've got the map right, there are some members of this assembly who are comfortable with the idea of the king not being there because that means that power is more diffuse. There's some people who aren't okay with it and would like to do something about it. There's also some people who might be the same people who think that there is no blight. And there's some people who might be the same people who are worried there really is one. And on top of that, the people producing the weapons have been producing assuming that a war is coming, but are now pointing out that it's been a while since that order was given and there's been no war that they see, so they would like to get paid, please.
Well, the thing that's keeping it going is that there are... Well, there's always Darkspawn who come up from the Deep Roads. Small attacks. Those have been increasing. And that's used as arguments for the blacksmiths to keep producing as they have been.
So what happens if we go find proof of the king's demise or bring him back?
Well, you'd probably break the deadlock in the assembly.
Which way?
Well, I suppose you'd have to have that conversation with the king yourself. Make an impression on the assembly yourself.
If the king is dead and there's proof of it, what happens?
Oh, well, the assembly would have to raise a new noble to the king.
And the odds of that one being sympathetic to the idea that we need to get ready for the blight?
Again, it'd depend.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out. Takes a long drink. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what we can do here, because we need the tank to be on war footing.
Well, you can try talking to some of the nobles if you'd like. Convince them to roll some of it back.
Would you be willing to put together a little bit of a highlights list so that we're not going in blind?
What is it you'd like to know?
I mean, depends. If we do it the way that I would do it back home, I would like to know vices, blackmail opportunities, and things that they're ashamed of they wouldn't like people to know about. But I guess we're Grey Wardens, so I should probably also ask about what their proclivities are and how we might gain their favor. Like, what would impress them?
All right. Well, I can sort of put that together for you, I think.
Just anything, and maybe an introduction? Or if we just go down and we're like, we're Grey Wardens, they'll all kind of be intrigued.
Oh, well. Your order always has a good reputation amongst the dwarves.
So that guarantees that nobles might let us talk to them. That doesn't mean anything about what they actually do. But they
Well,
won't slam the stone door in our face?
it probably won't. If you really want to impress them, fight and approving.
Approving, huh?
It's a arena combat,
Is it
usually fought for glory.
but not to the death?
Usually not, usually just a first blood. Or surrender.
Doing the cataloging. Which one of us would be best at that? Probably Garrick.
Well, if you want to enter the proving, you should talk to Rory.
Okay. And how are you doing?
Ugh. Well, like I said, the assembly is fighting like cats in a sack, and there's only so much I can do.
He isn't the son of the king, is he? Maker?
Oh, no.
Okay.
So he is technically of the noble family, but so you're not really sure about the intricacies of dwarven politics. But what you're picking up is he's basically the bastard son that they have to keep around, and they're like, well, as long as we have to keep you around, go do something useful, and be our diplomat.
But it's not being cold and heartless to talk about the king and the like. Well, if he's alive, then this, and if he's dead, then this.
And you know, it's politics. It's necessary shit.
Okay.
Dwarves are pretty practical as a people.
It's just that moment of like, wait, am I talking like, what if his dad's dead? Whoops. Okay.
Yeah, so you're not exactly sure his relationship to the king himself.
Well, anything you can do to help us get the support we need from the Tag and make sure that as few people as possible die from surprise Darkspawn attacks, probably be good. At a minimum, we kind of need to make sure that there's no sudden influx of Darkspawn to the surface through this area.
Aye.
It'd be really silly to have set up a base of operations that's this close to the main incursion on the other side of the sea. But you know what? I will let you get back to your meal. We shouldn't be too hard to find. We're the ones with the pointy ears that aren't Templars.
Oh, you might want to, now that you bring it up, warn your other elven friend. I don't know why he's got the tattoos on his face, but it's a mark of shame amongst the dwarves. They're not going to hate him for being an elf, but they will be suspicious of his tattoo.
It's apparently a thing that Dalish elves do as a sign of coming of age or being part of the tribe. So that's an interesting contradiction about the use of tattoos in your cultures. Also,
Well.
back of my mind, really glad I didn't get one yet.
Well, now that you're here, I'll be making my way back into the city. You can find me at the Diamond Quarter. It gives you, like, directions to where to find him.
Okay. If you hear of, some Grey Wardens that got into serious trouble and are now in jail, maybe take a look.
Please don't make me do that.
I am just anticipating possible complications ahead of time.
Oh, just pretend I didn't hear any of that.
Okay. Is this good food here? Think look at
Well, that depends on what you think of roast nug. At least they soak it long enough before they roast it, so it's tolerable. The ale's not half bad.
But between you and me, if the meat isn't rotting, it's a good meal.
Well, said like a man who's never had to eat nug before.
Said like someone who's never had to eat alienage porridge.
Well, maybe one day we'll have that little bit of cultural exchange.
I mean, have you had to learn how to make sawdust taste edible?
I prefer the sawdust over the nug, truth be told.
Well, let me see how it is. We'll do some cuisine comparisons between Orlay's poverty food and Trader's food outside of a tank.
Have some ale first.
Alright. Harold sits down for a bit of a bite.
Okay. So the ale is like nothing you've ever drunk before, because they make theirs with mushrooms. So, while you're having this discussion with the Delvin, what are the others of you doing?
I asked in our chat, how many weapons and armor can I, in this time frame, get rune slots in for?
Essentially, you can each procure one armor rune and one weapon rune apiece.
Yeah, but I'm saying for me to, like, make the slots for them, like we had said earlier.
Oh, alright. I will have to look those rules up real quick.
Okay.
I think I would like to get a poison to dip my arrow tips into. If I
Okay.
can.
You absolutely can. What kind of poison would you like?
Oh god, there's types?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see.
Poisons begin on page 90.
Alright, and for the audience clarification, my runes I picked are one for +1 to armor rating and +1 to striking. So I'm gonna put that on my bow.
Okay, the types of poisons that you can buy are on page 94. So you
Oh,
can
94.
you can get crow poison, favored by the
Ooh.
Antivan crows, which does 1d6 damage. You can get death root extract, which causes hallucinations in your target. You can get hail's dust, which fucks up their strength, or spider venom, which fucks up their dexterity.
I like the idea of the damage, but -2 to dex would probably keep certain darkspawn from getting us physically. Does anyone have a preference?
I mean, the dexterity one is nice, because then they get easier to hit.
True.
Alright, spider venom it is.
So are we each getting runes of something? Is that the general attitude here?
I believe that is the general attitude. And I will also go with a rune of protection and a rune of silverite.
Okay.
Extra wham bam.
Okay. So are you all done in the marketplace?
I think so.
One more thing. I would like to get a treat for Arrow. A good treat, not a tainted treat.
Okay. So, you go into the tavern tent, and, yeah, you can get roast nug on a stick.
But will he like it?
So, you've never seen a nug before? The best way to put it is it looks like a shaved raccoon.
Oh, he'll probably like that.
It's got little creepy feet, though.
I need to see a picture of this.
I'm presuming we already have lanterns and everything, right?
Yeah, you have all the normal, like camping gear,
Adventuring
tents,
gear,
lamp
okay.
oil, ropes.
Okay, then the only thing that I'm also going to pick up, since we are not exactly around a lot, is a portable anvil.
Okay.
They're so cute.
They're horrifying, Ambrose.
They're adorable and I want one.
They're hairless, and they look like they have rabbit ears. That's all you need to know. Like, that...
You're so cute.
This is why I have to keep on telling him no for certain pets.
Anyway, you can get a roast one of that to feed Arrow.
I shall.
And you can also try and catch one if you want in the city.
I will refrain for now because a griffin is enough to keep track of. I mean, Galen has no interest in the nugs. Ambrose has interest in the nugs. They look like a little chicken nugget without the breading.
Nug.
Yeah, the best way that I have to describe it is it looks like a shaved raccoon with creepy little feet. Okay, so,
I have a weird question.
weirder than the nugs?
Yes. No. Maybe. Doubtful.
What is your question?
So, Jurgen has a stick and clothes. Can I actually put a rune into a stick and clothes? I don't wear armor, and I don't use a weapon.
Alright, so you would need, so you can work a rune into your stick.
Okay.
You probably want to find some form of light armor.
I am not
That you
proficient
can
in light
enchant.
armor.
Because even mages get some semblance of armor. So yeah, you can get reinforced mage's robes and enchant that.
Okay. Perfect.
I love that Kevlar mage robe.
Reinforced. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm sending Ambrose more Nug lore. So yeah, it tastes like an unholy union of pork and hair.
Awesome.
I mean,
At first, I thought you were talking about like HAIR.
I mean, yes.
Stringy. All the benefits of a
These would be-
raccoon without the hassle of having to shave it. Done.
Alright, they'd be good for like sending underground messages.
If you can train them, and if they don't get eaten by Darkspawn.
That's a good point. The Nug King? Schmooples, what is this?
Schmooples is a pet Nug.
Oh my god. This is amazing. Love them.
Okay. So, inside Ortontaig. So, this is a very impressive underground city. And so you go through these tremendous stone doors, and the first thing you see as you walk in, and so this is sort of the entrance hallway that everyone entering the Taig through any route not the deep roads is going to go through. There are some massive statues of dwarves lining. And if you take some time to read the plaques, they are identified as paragons. And so there's always going to be a little description of what they did. So, speaking of nugs, one paragon is named, I want to make sure I get this right, Varen, a former legionnaire who became a paragon, discovering that nugs are edible.
He just looks at it and goes, I think I want to eat that.
Or figured out how to make it edible.
Salt.
Maybe if you boil it until it no longer has any consistency, it becomes a stew.
Yeah, so you see, there's also an actual paragon named Orton, and he became a paragon for composing the grand epic The Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. Then there's another called Morok the Maul, who was one of the founding Grey Wardens who became a paragon for that. So clearly these are important people in Dwarven culture. Too many nug jokes, I've done this to myself. So, and so when you get inside the city, you can easily tell that it's layered. And so there is a sign, you know, one of those old signs that says, go this way for that thing, go that way for that thing. Diamond Quarter that way, Merchant's Quarter that way, Proving Grounds that way.
Just kind of looking at the signs.
By the way, I did learn that one of the ways for us to get some social cachet here is for one of us to enter the proving and beat the living hell out of somebody else. Garrick, how you feeling?
You want me to beat the crap out of somebody?
Always, but I mean, this one it might be for the cause. You're big, you're strong, you're willing to kill things that get in the way of you and vengeance.
Alright.
Just think of them as either a darkspawn or as something on your anvil.
Fair enough.
You know, I'm here to keep everyone motivated.
So yeah, Garrick will go to the proving grounds.
Wait, let's make sure we got all our ducks in a row before you just walk in like, I want to fight.
I got time to kill. If you guys don't tell me to put holes in your armor so that you can put runes in them, then...
Look, I talked to Delvin, ran into him at the upstairs bar and entertainment center. Gave me a little bit of skinny, and he's gonna give us the details on what all these dwarves are thinking and doing for politics. But we might want to go at least let the assembly know we're here.
All right. So we'll talk to some people. We'll beat some heads in.
Yes, we'll talk to people. We'll beat some heads in. Oh, and I catch them up on the king thing.
And then we'll get some grenades.
Right. Also, Galen, they have a slightly different attitude toward tattoos here.
All right. What?
Apparently it's like a shame or low thing to have tattoos here.
That's absurd.
On the face, especially. So, you know what? You're gonna blend in perfectly if we have to deal with the shadier elements of this place.
These are a badge of honor, of pride.
I know. I right with you, but they're not elves.
Oh, that's why they didn't want us to deal with them.
Were you talking to some dwarves with face tattoos?
That's who's giving us grenades.
Yes. Wait, why am I talking to the people, the highborns, and y'all are talking to the lowborns?
You can blend in better.
You have a question for the characters or for the maker, Steve?
I just want to say, like, you can kind of see Jurgen is kind of staring at the crossroads signs, just reading it over and over again.
Buddy? Jurgen, what you seeing?
Did he break?
No, he doesn't break. He doesn't have emotions. He's not broken.
Yeah, but if he doesn't move and he doesn't have emotions, then he might be broken.
As always, I am not broken. There is no sign for Dust Town.
Oh, that's probably like the shit end of the area. They don't usually put signs up for the shitty places.
Then how will people know where it is?
If you're from, you know.
Do you know?
If business there, you know.
Do you know?
I have a feeling I could find out.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Galen can find out.
Oh, great.
Honestly, just walk up to some, like, some merchant and be like, where do I belong?
I don't.
Is Dusttown the alienage of the city?
I think it's less alienage and more their own merchant quarters.
All right.
Well, I mean, okay, so let's get her. So we've got an appointment for grenades down in Dusttown, which we don't know where it is yet, and probably if we start asking, people will start being suspicious.
And lyrium.
We do need to go present ourselves to the assembly because, well, we're Grey Wardens and we're here to help. And there's a pretty good chance we might need to go find proof of whether or not the king of this tag is dead or not. He went with some of his troops into the Deep Roads a while back, about a month ago, and hasn't been seen since. And because they don't have a body, they can't break the political gridlock.
Might I suggest we do that after
The grenades?
establishing ourselves and getting the materials?
Yeah.
Works for me.
So, Jurgen, you've been looking at the directions. Where's the assembly thing? Take me to their leaders.
Just look at the side.
So there is. So there's no sign that says assembly that way.
Damn it.
I don't read dwarf.
So it says Diamond Quarter that way,
I mean,
Merchant District that way, Proving Grounds that way.
Delvin said that he would be in the Diamond Quarter.
I feel like Diamond Quarter sounds like the fancy place to be.
Wait, so it's Diamond Quarter, Proving Grounds, and what was the third one?
Merchant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should go wander into the Diamond Quarter and ask them to take us to their leader.
All right, let's go to the Diamond District.
Okay. So,
Grey Warden, how do we not have a Grey Warden dwarf among us?
because no one wanted to make a dwarf PC.
That was in character.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can conscript whoever you like.
Hey, you!
You!
You have local knowledge. You're gonna be a Grey Warden now. Drink this. Fine. You have local knowledge.
I mean, depending on how the provings go,
Might be a good recruiting tool.
maybe. So, you head up to the Diamond Quarter, and this is literally up. You've got to go up some not steep stairs, but there are goddamn a lot of these. So you're all a little like huffing and puffing, a little out of breath. And so
An entire city of people who don't skip leg day.
I have stamina as a focus.
you're fine. Everyone else is a little out of breath. Yeah, and so you can tell that this is one of the, this is the nice part of the city. It's clean, and so the buildings are all, cut into the rock, so it's hard to tell how big they are, but just based on the spacing of, here's a door, here's a door, here's a door, they're probably, extensive family manors. And so there are criers at intervals, yelling, news of the hour. You're not exactly sure what any of this means. So they are saying, assembly still in deadlock. And that someone named Fenella has been called to speak before the assembly. And so there's a couple other signs. So you see a sign pointing to something called the Shaperate. That's weird. And also Palace and Assembly.
assembly.
Well, let's pretend like we don't know anything about the place, and we can go to the palace first. And use that as the entry to get an audience with the assembly?
Can we not just walk in to the assembly?
I don't know, but we definitely know that there's a king.
I thought, out of character, I thought the king was missing.
Oh no, he is missing. But
He's
we
missing.
don't-
He went into the deep roads.
But if we act like we don't know that, we have more reason to go walk to the palace and introduce ourselves than go to the assembly and be like, hey, what's up?
True.
It also would kind of force the assembly to actually be present if we were being announced. I'm just six of one, half a dozen of another, but I'm thinking it might be a slightly smoother entry.
Sounds like a good plan.
Also, we get to see what happens if we act like we don't know what's going on and what they try and tell us.
Yeah.
It's true. We could see if they're lying that way or try and cover it up.
We play
Also-
dumb.
I'd rather deal with one noble than, an assembly of them.
20.
If I can help it.
Back in character. Is this a moment of feigned ignorance?
Yes.
As Grey Wardens, do we not want to appear as informed and capable as possible?
I don't think it's going to be a knock against us if we don't have masterful knowledge of the immediate issue because we just showed up. And it will definitely tell us what people are what their positions are if they try and lie to us.
Think of it as trying to smoke out an animal from its burrow.
Information gathering.
I am
Right.
way more comfortable being in the shadows and stabbing things and, dropping itching powder in people's pants than I am speaking for, the Grey Warden. So this is just how I would approach it. But you're not me, so I'm not going to, tell you what to do.
I'm fine either way.
Let's go be sneaky.
All right. So what's the plan?
Going to
I
the
would
palace.
think we go to the palace and present
Okay.
ourselves with the Grey Wardens, seeking an audience with the king.
Okay. So you make your way to the palace. And it's easy to pick out the palace because the stone that has been used to sort of create some pillars and some stairs is clearly high quality marble. And so you don't have any issues entering the palace. It just opens up into this kind of like an entryway. Maybe like a receiving room would be a better place to put it. And you look around and you see there's a lot of very well-dressed dwarves. Oh, have we been ordered to hydrate? Hello, Patty Shakes.
Indeed. Unfortunately, I don't have a shake. It's just coffee.
I just have water.
So,
What are you calling nerds?
you're a nerd.
Who is the greater nerd? The nerd playing or the nerd watching the nerds play?
Okay, let's just face it. We're just a nerd herd.
It's true. It is known.
A group of nerds is known as a party.
Band. Alright, so you see maybe about 10 or so dwarven nobles. You assume they're nobles because their clothing is clearly of high quality. They've got some jewelry on some of them. There aren't any nugs here.
The sign of a true
But-
noble.
You all eventually do find your eyes drawn to something very, very interesting that you've never seen before. Statues? Humanoid statues about 12 feet tall. Look like they're made from rough-hewn stone. And so, you think they're statues until you notice their eyes are following you.
Anybody else see that?
Nope. See, nothing. Nothing is creeping me out. Not a thing.
Okay, good. Nothing creepy.
Nope, not statues. Eyes following. Nope, stone doesn't do that, so that's not what's happening.
Are there dwarves nearby that are like coming to greet us?
Not at the moment.
Jurgen? Do
Yes.
you know what those statues are?
Whoa.
You can make a magic roll, but it's gonna be difficult.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a target number 15.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Okay. Negative. I got a 10.
Huh?
Yeah. I am unaware of what those are. I have
Okay.
never been among the dwarves. It is quite fascinating, though.
Statues with eyes.
Perhaps some sort of
Fun.
defense system? Observation tool?
Galen's gonna attempt to peel off and circle behind whatever this following thingamabob is.
Just the eyes are following.
Oh, I misheard then.
Like a Scooby-Doo painting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go stare at one.
Could be
Okay.
a perspective thing.
Yeah, so you walk up to one of these like 12-foot humanoid statues, and as you approach, you can see it like look down at you. And one of the dwarves is like, "Oi, you there! What are you doing to the golem?"
Doing to the what?
That's our golem. Don't damage it.
So it's supposed to be doing that?
Aye,
Yes, the eyes. They're supposed to be doing that.
it's here to guard against any miscreants.
Oh. I've never seen that before. I was curious what it was doing exactly.
Well, just start some trouble and you'll see.
No, I'm good on trouble. I've had my fill. Thank you. Galen will catch back up to everyone else.
As you catch up with them, you feel that interaction probably would have gone better if it had been anyone else.
Literally anyone.
Except the person with the tattoo on their face.
Walking in with a giant sign on like little sandwich board thing saying, "I have all the traits that you don't trust. Hi."
Really, just the tattoo. They're not racist against elves the way the Shenlin are. They're just racist against people with facial tattoos.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do they feel about forehead magical brands?
Probably kind of friendly because, you are the only human who can do enchantment along with dwarves. So, you have more in common with each other than the dwarves have with normal humans.
Understood.
Okay, so after this interaction with Griffin traitor Galen Redbow, Steward walks up to you. Nice silver-haired dwarf, very nice braids, works some silver charms into the hair, so clearly well-to-do. Like, oi, can I help you?
We are here to seek an audience with the king. We are Grey Wardens from the west.
Oh, well, it's always nice to have Grey Wardens in the city. But I'm afraid our king isn't available at the moment.
Oh, what? Is everything okay?
Oh, hi, everything's fine. If you're here looking for permission to go into the Deep Roads, you know, you're Grey Wardens, so of course, make your way down as you wish.
We're here for a little bit more than that. We need to speak with your leadership regarding the possibility of a fourth blight.
Oh, Stone protect us, so it's true.
Cannot confirm or deny, but we do need to speak with people in positions of authority about the issue.
Well, we can bring you before the assembly if you like.
By the way, when he says that, he looks back to everybody and just does like a the implied, see, I can do it. I could not say it. I'm sorry. I needed to check on my companions for a moment what you were saying.
I can arrange for you to speak before the assembly.
That would be good. That would be great. Also, do you have anybody who might be interested in, or it would be their best option to be conscripted?
Oh, you mean to recruit? Well, I don't know anyone off the top of my head, but there's always eager dwarves to be found wanting to prove themselves at, of course, the proving grounds. You might consider there.
Well, anything
I wouldn't.
to help spread the word that we're here and we need to talk to people.
Of course, of course. Well, I'll make the arrangements for you to address the assembly tomorrow.
And if the king happens to make himself available in the meantime, we'd love to speak with him.
Of course, of course. I doubt he will, but if things change, I'll make sure you know. Have you had lodgings yet?
No, we just kind of got here.
Well, there's always rooms at the Prancing Nug.
Prancing Nug.
Aye.
But by any chance, do they also sell nug for food?
Oh, well, it's a delicacy here, isn't it?
It's sure something.
They've also got the best mushroom ale in the whole Taig.
You know what? I am always open to exploring the delicacies of other cultures. I am quite well traveled and would like to find something new.
Of course, is there anything else I can do?
I understand that you have a proving grounds where you can participate?
Oh, aye.
What might we need to do to put our names on the list?
Oh, well, you'll have to go speak to Rory. You'll find him at the proving grounds. He's the one who arranges all the matches. If you want, I'll start putting out the word that we've got some Grey Wardens here interested in fighting in the provings. That always draws a few extra eyes.
At least one is interested, right, Garrick?
Garrick will just take the shield in the hand and just kind of step it or drop it on the ground and make a bit of a thunk and be like, somebody's bound to be worth hitting.
That's Garrick. He's our muscle.
Aye, well, Mr. Garrick, you'll speak to Rory at the proving grounds and he'll put you on the rolls.
Thank you.
So we were momentarily accosted by some individuals on our way in. They didn't know who we were, but they were whispering on their when they attacked and then they ran away about some sort of dark town, dirt town.
Ugh, you don't want to go to Dirt Town. That's where all the castless live.
Where is it so we know to avoid it?
Oh, well, it's at the very bottom of the city.
Okay, all right. I will make sure that I and the rest of my companions are aware. We don't want to go down to the bottom of the city to dark
Easy
town.
enough. Then you don't have to walk all the way back up.
Right.
Really, if you're in the merchant's quarter, don't take any stairs down and you'll be fine.
Don't take stairs down in the merchant quarter.
Jurgen, you heard that. No exploring down.
Jurgen, no trouble from you. I know you get very excited about these things, but you need to keep an even keel.
I apologize.
He's a rather inquisitive little fellow.
I apologize for my outburst. I will refrain in the future.
Good. Well, thank you. What was your name again?
Jurgen?
Oh,
No. I know
I'm-
you're
I'm Stuart Fairbeck. Pleased to meet you.
Stuart Farabeck?
Fairbeck.
Farabeck.
And I'll put the name in the Discord.
Okay. Right. Well, we're going to probably go visit the proving ground just to get that arranged, because good publicity is any publicity is good publicity, but watching Garrick beat somebody into the ground is a great way to encourage people to join the Grey Wardens.
Oh, one more thing. Where's a good forge?
Oh, well, if you want a good forge, you'll want to go, and he says, start in the merchant's quarter, and then he gives you some directions. Go left here, go right there, and you'll find yourself right there.
Perfect.
It just between us, and Harold leans in close. Is that a family business location you're directing, or just the best in the area?
And he looks a little offended, and he's like, excuse me, no. I understand you don't know our ways, but I'm of the noble caste. My family has nothing to do with mercantilism.
Understand. I'm from Orlais. It's very different culture. My apologies.
Clearly. Well, in that case, might I suggest you spend some time at the Shaperate learning our ways?
That would be the good way to spend time. Thank you. Well, we appreciate your help, and we'll get out of your beard.
Did you say beard or beer?
Beard.
Okay. Alright, so he says goodbye.
I
Where
don't
do you...
drink, but I do beard.
Alright, so where do you head next?
I think we actually should go to the proving grounds first. Find Rory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because we have had two malevolences,
Uh-oh.
I am
But there's also benevolences. They cancel out, right?
escalating the
Hurt me, Maker.
situation. And so when you arrive, or not when you arrive, but as you make your way to the proving grounds, that's when you get caught up in the riot. And we will find out what happens next in about 10 minutes after we take a quick break.
Where did that break come from?
Came from the loved ones.
Riot!
we return. So, you walk up to find the proving grounds wrapped up in a riot. So, it seems as though it's a lot of working class dwarves participating in the riot, just because you can tell that they are wearing, very hardy pants, leather aprons. Uh, let's see, let's make this interesting. See, oh goody, there's 4 of you. That makes it easy. So pardon me while I fish out my D4.
I don't. D4s aren't real dice.
They're caltrops.
Pretty green D4.
Wait.
Okay.
Gonna hit me. I know it.
Nope. All right, Jurgen, what's your defense? Okay. All right, so you miss when so this rock just goes sailing past Jurgen's head, clatters on the wall behind him, just almost short of knocking you out.
I kind of just look back at everyone kind of blankly and kind of look up. I believe there is some sort of disturbance.
You don't say.
Let's maybe backtrack and not go into the middle of the rioting crowds.
Okay, they're yelling something about wanting to be paid for their work.
Oh, hold on a moment.
Harold,
Yes?
you were hesitant to speak in front of the nobles. Perhaps these are more your people.
Look, if you want me to get involved, I will be backing the play of the crowd.
We need fighters.
True, but I don't know if you want me to actually help lead a union drive like this when we're about to go talk to the assembly at some point soon.
I'll just kind of turn and look at him. You're a Grey Warden now. Do what's right.
I mean, he has a point.
Fuck management?
So, one thing I will remind everyone, the Grey Wardens are not supposed to be a political organization.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You have been instructed to refrain from getting involved in politics.
Oops.
I think we should still find a way around this and not get our heads knocked in. This is local issues. It will resolve itself.
Perhaps.
Either way, we might have to go fetch the king. Because this is because of his command that all the smiths work at cost to prepare for the blight. Yeah, Maker, can I try and find a route through or around the riot that doesn't require us to get into it?
Yeah, so you find a very easy way through, and you pass a contingent of very heavily armed and armored dwarves heading towards the riot.
I will shout to them, "Don't hurt anyone. We might need them for the coming war."
They ignore you.
Grey Warden, say that.
I will look up to him one more time. Harold, perhaps those are your people, and you should speak to them about what is right in the moment.
Y'all think you can? Y'all willing? You think you guys can get to the proving grounds?
What are you going to do?
Jurgen made an impassioned argument. I'll be back. Start slowly stepping closer toward the crowd and trying to catch up to the guards.
Should he be going alone?
You're the one to ask the question. You're also the unsavory one today.
So, okay. I guess I'll go play bodyguard. You two do what you need to, and Galen will go off after Harold.
Alright, so Harold, where are you heading?
Harold will start, try and work his way past the guards as they're obviously kettlebelling, or kettling the group, and to try and find a position high enough that people will see him.
Okay.
And he's gonna start stumping.
What do you mean by stumping?
Person standing on an elevated place in the middle of a potentially truly explosive situation.
Okay.
Basically doing the, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Alright. So, there's already someone sort of standing in that position, and he's telling the crowd to disperse.
I am not.
Alright. So, I am going to need a communication roll from you to try and get the dwarven guards to back down and the riot to chill the fuck out. So this is going to be very, very difficult. So this is going to be at a 15.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand there and look intimidating.
You can, if you wish, partake of the benevolence that was gifted earlier and add an extra d6 to your pool.
I think we're gonna do that, because this might be important.
Okay.
Okay. See how this goes. Oh fucking hell. 22 with 6 stunt points.
Okay, how would you like to use your stunt points?
Oh god, give me 1 second to pull up the role-playing thing.
Betty gifted a benevolence too.
Okay, so you got another benevolence in the hopper.
Alright, so... I'm going to use Sway the Crowd.
Okay.
And I can use it multiple times on the same roll.
So I would suggest that stunned silence might be a better.
At least to start, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, stunned silence. You know what? Stunned silence and jest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Alright, so what's this sound like? How do you calm the crowd of working class dwarves angry at essentially being exploited?
So I think to start, it's gonna make the almost like acrobatic trapeze artist thing above the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Dramatically land up high. That'll probably be to stun them. It's like I do some weird acrobatic tricks.
Okay.
And then I say, friends, workers.
Workers of the Tag unite. You have nothing to lose but your chains.
No. Workers of the Tag unite. The light is coming, and we need your aid. I am Harold Wynn of the Grey Wardens, and we know you're suffering. I have come to tell you that the threat is real, that your work has been essential to the needs of your people and to the world at large to stop the threat. You have every right to claim the benefit of your labor. But we must find the time and place to demand what is rightfully yours from those above and ensure that all can survive to have the conversation.
Okay. So, you do manage to sway the crowd, and so because you have told them that the blight is coming, the stunned silence that ensues for another round, um, is them being like, "Aw, shit, blight." Um, and now the whole mood of the crowd shifts along with what you've done to persuade them or calm them down. So the workers are now saying like, "Oh, well, if this is a blight, well, we have to get paid to make more weapons and armor." And essentially the guards are like, look, we will address this in the assembly tomorrow, because
And
only
as
the
they say
assembly.
They say that, I will say, and the Grey Wardens will speak in the defense of those who produce what is needed to fight the blight.
Okay.
Highborn or low, all must be united in defending against the Darkspawn.
All right, and so you say that about unity, and that's what the leadership really gloms onto. Like, yes, unity. Stop throwing a fit. We'll fix this all tomorrow.
And just because I have to, we will ensure that if necessary, we will conscript the funds to compensate you for your labors.
We will definitely talk about this in the assembly later. And so there's a little bit of grumbling. A couple more rocks fly out from the crowd. But it's half-hearted. But you have successfully averted violence.
Yeah, it's like just standing there waiting for the crowd to disperse so I can get down.
Okay. What are the other wardens doing while this is going on?
We're still going to the proving grounds. We left him on his own. Well,
Galen had been concerned about Harold being on his own. So he had made his way through the crowd and just stood there intimidatingly, making sure that no one laid a hand on Harold.
Okay. What are you doing then, Harold?
Harold is definitely waiting for the crowd to disperse.
Okay.
But will then be like, well, that's one order of business addressed. And I think we got the little knife in to make sure that they know that there's consequences for not helping us fight the blight. Because these people need to get paid, and we can conscript the funds.
Hopefully we won't get in too much trouble, but you're right.
I am only saying it so that the people above know that they can't just sweep it under the rug. Because we do need these people. And we need them to make sharp, pointy objects that we can throw, slice, or otherwise put in the way of Darkspawn. So
We do. I think if we manage to talk to the other Grey Wardens, not our group, of course, they understood, but I'm sure they'll understand if you explain it that way.
It was more of a strongly worded reminder that we can actually demand the things that are necessary to fight the blight, and that might involve their coffers being given to the people who make things. Something about labor, the benefit of labor should be in the hands of those who perform it. I don't know. I'm not a economist.
I don't know, but you'd have made an excellent diplomat of sorts.
Oh God, don't know. I don't like those kind of clothes.
Okay. So, while Brody and Galen, or Harold and Galen are having this conversation, Garrick and Jurgen, you make your way to the proving grounds. And so this is essentially what you would expect from an arena. So there's the spectator entrance over there. There's the noble spectator entrance over there. But you find the entrance where all the performers, combatants, a little bit of both, where they use, and there's definitely like some training grounds, straw dummies, wooden weapons, you know, sort of like a practice yard. And it's got that like sweaty smell that like all like if you go to like a dojo or karate studio, you know, it's always gonna have that smell. That's what's going on here. And you see a lot of dwarves practicing, a pretty solid mix of genders, and a pretty solid mix of fighting styles. You see a couple dwarves, looks like they're training in pairs. And yeah, and so you have a pretty good idea of who Rory is, because he stands out as the one dwarf who is not training and not essentially in like dwarven workout wear.
Just picturing dwarves in spandex.
I mean, they probably wear you know, like linen or cotton tunics, loose pants to train, maybe like train in armor.
Yeah. So we'll go up to Rory, introduce ourselves. Rory, I presume.
Oh, I've got that pleasure. It's nice to see you both. It's rare we've got surfacers visiting. Are you here to participate in the provings?
I am. My friend over here is,
I'm his hype man.
Yeah. My hype man.
Oh, quite
We were
an
sent here
energetic.
by Steward Furbeck.
Oh,
He told us that you could get me in with a little, showing.
oh, absolutely. Are you fighting on your own? Or, do you want to fight, in a squad or a team?
I was planning on fighting on my own, since
Alright then.
my compatriots left me behind.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Well, hopefully they'll cheer for you from the crowd. Alright, what's the name then?
Garrick.
Eric, right. And is there anything, well, you see, the fighters here, many of them are sponsored by noble houses. Is there anyone sponsoring you, or on whose side you wish to fight?
The Grey Wardens.
Oh, you're a Grey Warden. Well, pleased to have your approving, sir.
I was figuring we might gather some attention for the Blight.
Indeed, indeed. Well, right. And how good of a fighter would you say you are?
I was a blacksmith a month ago.
Oh, well, that's a good story at least. Alright. We'll arrange a series of bouts for you for tomorrow evening. How's that sound?
Sounds fantastic.
Oh, feel free to avail yourselves of the training grounds. And just so you know, this will be a glory proving. Obviously you want to fight to win. Just try not to damage anyone too badly.
I understand. take out my bastard sword and I'm just gonna do a couple test swings on some of the dummies that are open.
Okay.
And I just want to do it for the hell of it. I rolled a 6. Sorry, wait. With everything, that would be a 9.
Garrick.
Do I even hit the dummy?
No.
I look back at Rory. I told you a month ago.
So you see him like watch your performance, and like he's got like essentially like the equivalent of like a clipboard. You see him like scratch something out, write something else down.
All right, one more time here. One more time. There we go. That's an 18 with double 6s.
Okay.
And I would like to use lethal blow so that I can blow the hell out of this thing.
All right, go ahead and roll damage just to see.
I've got one more die to roll. 7 damage with 4 dice.
Okay. So, with all those dice, you do manage to like essentially like bump. I'm sorry?
I rolled 3 1s. My damage dice were
Sometimes-
1, 1, 1, and a 3.
Sometimes the dice just want to kill you.
At least they did it when I was training.
All right, yeah. So you do manage to like seriously thump this thing. And you see again the steward like again scratches something out, writes another note.
All right, that's enough of this. Stupid sticks. And
Okay.
I think I want to head to the forge for the rest of today.
All right. So you had
Masterful strategy, Garrick. Don't show them all of your moves.
So you head to the forge, and there's a lot of gossip. And of course, when you introduce yourself as a Grey Warden, they're happy to give you some space. And as you work, people from the disturbance from earlier start trickling back, and they're grumbling and complaining. And as you listen, you sort of get the idea, you know, it's essentially the king ordered the blacksmith to make their weapons at cost, which was perfectly fine and sustainable for a couple weeks. But now it's getting more and more untenable. And of course, some nobles are pretty happy with this state of things. Because, you know, cheap weapons and armor, always good. And of course, others are like, okay, but this is gonna, like, fuck up our economy, so maybe we should stop. And so this has been a huge argument going on in the assembly. You know, and it came to a crisis point today during the riot, or what was almost a riot. And you hear the name Fenella a lot. She seems to be looked to as kind of like a leader among the blacksmiths. They respect her for one, she makes really high quality work. And she's also, you know, really charismatic. And so she is the one who keeps addressing the assembly and demanding, like, hey, this can't continue. This has to be solved somehow. And give me a communication roll.
Me?
Yes, please.
A 10?
Cool, you only needed a 9.
Yeah.
As you pick up, one of their complaints is that, well, the people who, the food merchants, they're not having to sell us their bread at cost. And it's not just that, it's that you can tell the price of food seems to be like, it's more than they have been used to paying.
Okay, so basically the food merchants are upping their costs to sell
Yes.
without good reason, it seems.
You don't know their reason. Just that this is happening.
Offhand, it seems. Yeah, okay. Okay.
All right, and so, Jurgen, while Garrick works, are you just gonna hang out with him? Be a hype man?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you pick up on all the same gossip that he does. And so is there anything particular that you want to work on?
Putting some slots for our groups, weapons and armor.
Excellent. Give me a strength roll, please.
Strength smithing roll?
Yes. And so your target number is going to be 11. And so for each step above that, you can add one more rune slot to one more piece of equipment. So if you roll a 13, you can assign 2 rune slots. If you roll a 15, you get 3, etc., etc.
And will Dragon Dice do any good?
Let me see if there are crafting stunts.
Because I got 4 in that, and that's 13, 16, 18 total.
Okay, cool. So that's 11, 13, 15, 17. So you have 4 rune slots that you can assign for your companion's weapon and armor.
Mm-hmm.
Or your own. Can't really stunt that.
Okay.
I think stunting when doing that crafting makes it go faster.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was thinking of because of the expeditious things. I was figuring we could just make it quicker. So
I think
I could do it.
actually that's for rune crafting. That's the stunting goes to making it go faster. Make it go. It is broken. Make it go. We are smart.
How smart
Did
are
everyone-
we?
Mhm. Did everyone get armor slots or armor runes?
That would be a plan, yes.
Okay, so I would say 4 for one armor room for everyone here.
We make it go.
Sorry, my cat is also requiring entertainment at the moment. But that's what laser pointers are for.
Tiny flightless griffin.
I was at a friend's house who has an automated laser pointer for their cats.
Yes, yes, those are pretty cool.
We call that a rave where I'm from.
Yeah. Sure. Maybe.
With grumbly E EDM.
So, yeah, my friend have 2 rave cats.
So get high on catnip, turn on the automatic laser pointer.
Basically, yeah.
It's a
Nice life.
time.
It's
Okay, so
living the dream, honestly.
so while Garrick is working and Jurgen is being hype man, what are Galen and Harold up to?
Well, do we head to the proving grounds to check on?
Oh yeah. You know, I have a feeling that Garrett's gonna need some talking up.
Oh, and when should we head to the assembly? Should I even go?
Well, let's guess. You are a Grey Warden. And it's not your fault that they have different cultural mores.
So the steward said that he would arrange for you to address the assembly tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So I think
And then,
we're doing the PR thing with making sure Garrick gets hyped and wins. Although we could make some money on it too.
you can absolutely bet on the provings.
Are you suggesting that we make a bet?
That Garrick will put whoever he's fighting's head into the ground?
Well, what if we happen to lose?
Well, then we're screwed in ways that are way worse than having lost some money. I'm sure Garrick knows how important it is that he wins, and that he will do his best and not miss a single hit.
I think Galen is suggesting fixing the fight.
No, God, no.
Okay, that's what I was getting from your tone.
No. Well, allow me to. Galen, are you suggesting that we work the room and make sure that his opponent goes down one way or another?
That wasn't what I was suggesting.
Do you not believe-
However,
Do you not believe in Garrick? Do you think Garrick's gonna go down like a chump? Garrick is a trained warrior. Now, the training might have happened like last week, but that is training. He is a Grey Warden. And as
Right.
a Grey Warden, he cannot lose.
Are you talking about the fact that I'm a Grey Warden or the fact that my hair is gray?
He's a Grey Warden. This is a risk. If he goes and he gets his ass kicked, like, that's gonna be bad for us. Oh, I could probably spin it. You know what? Either way, I can make it work.
really?
If he wins, look at the strength of the Grey Wardens. Don't you want to join us and have that strength with you as we fight the Blight? If he loses, I will say, and this is why we need your help. Because in order to fight the Blight, we need capable warriors to stand with us.
For just one warrior a day. Sorry.
See, here's the thing. With Grey Wardens, if you get in early and you recruit more Grey Wardens on your downline, you get more. It works better for you. That's right. Grey Wardens are Archdemon Blood Amway.
Wow.
But yeah, I can spin it either way. We just need to make sure there's a chance to spin.
Alright.
Or
You know, I
what?
did forget.
We can also talk up. We can also talk up the fact that he's a crafter. He's a blacksmith.
Oh, that could be a very good talking point.
You know, I am sure that he brought it up. And I'm sure that Jurgen is doing an excellent job making sure that all of the important details are being spread to everybody. Well, let's go help them.
Alright.
You know, underneath
Okay.
that calm, emotionless exterior, Pretty sure Jurgen is an emotional freak, so I think it's there.
I mean, he did yell at you for the 5 minutes he got feelings.
I wasn't there for that.
I don't see
You
it.
were outside.
All right, so at a certain point, Garrick and Jurgen, they try their best to ventilate this place, but it is an underground city. It is deep underground. And at some point, the smoke just gets to be too much, and that's when they start shutting down the forges. Now, this is how you know it's quitting time, because no one has invented smokeless coal yet.
Should work on that. Garrett.
5 o'clock quitting time.
May I ask you a question?
Yes?
Do you consider yourself a Grey Warden?
Well, I drank the blood juice, and now I sense Darkspawn, and I like killing them. So yeah. I mean, it is really my mission to kill them now. Got nothing else to do. Just the anger. But killing them helps. Why?
You answered my question.
Do you consider yourself a Grey Warden?
I don't know. I did.
What do you think?
A lot.
Do you have flights of fancy?
I don't think so.
Does your mind wander to something?
No. Each thought progresses to the next in a normal manner. You, Heroine, and Galen have been thrust into something, and I am curious. Will you follow the ideals of the Grey Wardens when the time comes? It takes a lot to leave behind a past for a future.
Well, I'm sure as hell ready to kill a, archdemon and end it forever. I didn't do something worthwhile to get here. I don't think I need to stay around.
A noble sacrifice.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, man.
What if you can't?
Can't kill an archdemon, or
What if the
Can't what?
opportunity for your noble sacrifice never comes, and you continue to live after the archdemon? Will you still be a Grey Warden?
well, I suppose I'll be like all the other Grey Wardens. I won't feel quite as useful. I won't do as much, and Well, I guess, make her willing, I'll come back again one day. Maybe the next time it'll be better.
Thank you.
Barring all that, I'm killing an archdemon.
I hope you get to. I think. I understand that you want to. That
Well,
seems
hey.
better.
If I do, it was nice knowing you. Weird as you may be.
You're welcome.
Now where the hell is everybody else?
That was a really cool scene.
Sometimes we shut up when scenes happen.
So, I will say that after this conversation, the four of you convene at this, what was it, the Painted Nug?
It was. Hold on, I wrote it down. It
The
was
naked nug.
the prancing nug.
The naked nug.
Right, the Prancing Nug.
Naked.
All nugs are naked.
The
They're
grumble,
so naked. That's part of the creep factor.
in the hands.
Send nugs.
They're naked nugrats.
They got human hands.
Grabby
Creepy
fingers.
little nug feet.
Grabby fingers.
Yeah, that's part of why I describe them as like shaved raccoons. But yeah, and I will say that like for all of you, as you move through Ortogteig, you will, from time to time, glance nugs doing nug things. And like the corners and shadows.
Ew.
Are nugs
Nug
like
things.
Are they dealing drugs? Like, what do nugs on drugs?
No drugs!
I don't.
nugs have the reproductive policies of hobbits?
You know, I'm gonna leave all of that up to your personal headcanons, what nug things you witness.
Alright, nugs on drugs, because I don't need to picture nug on nug action.
Maybe they hatch, you don't know. They
They-
spawn
they-
like
they
salmon.
As long as we don't get a scene like in Velma.
I haven't seen that and I don't think I plan
You don't
to.
want to. You don't want to. No.
I would prefer we don't talk about such things in the presence of my innocent creature's ears.
Good call.
There's things happening in my brain.
Nug nug!
Oh god. Nug love.
Get nugged.
I'm nugging it.
A nug in the hand is worth two in the pants.
That's not where you put nugs.
No, they go down the mouth.
No, no.
Roast
Do
them.
you have? If you have a pet nug and you live in the desert, do you have to put lotion on its skin?
Or else it
Alright, moving on. So, you have reunited at the Prancing Nug, over a dinner of, we're gonna say mushroom steak.
Oh, we found the best across the town.
Sounds delicious. to me.
Ah.
How did you guys find the vegan restaurant?
Turns out the owner actually has nugs as pets, so doesn't like to serve them.
So yeah, here's where you can decide what to do next, what your plan of action is going to be.
So, did you guys get the get set up for the proving grounds?
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Okay, tomorrow night, and we're gonna go see these. We were supposed to speak to the assembly tomorrow, and I might have suggested that the Grey Wardens might consider conscripting the funds to compensate the people making weapons to fight the Blight. if there wasn't another way to make sure that happened.
So you talked about paying people for doing work?
Yeah. I didn't say we would. I said it was something that could happen if necessary.
Oh, I get it. You're threatening them by paying
I'm
them.
threatening, I'm just laying out the possible consequences of being too resistant.
Yeah, you're threatening rich people by saying you have to pay people.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah,
Harold.
they have enough. They'll be fine.
Oh, that's why all those nobles were pissed at me when I made them give money to people.
Excellent work dispersing the mob and getting everyone back to order.
They're just scared that they're not going to get paid, and that also, I did have to tell them the Blight's coming. But that's actually true, and not just a maneuver, and they're actually doing the work that's important to fight. So, but, so,
And
you
you explained money would be a secondary concern in this matter.
I think it would be a secondary concern if they were asking for it right now. But the problem is that they got told to do this before there was any evidence that there was a blight, and they're hungry and exhausted at this point. So part of this is going to probably be encouraging the people with money to recognize that they need to compensate the people making the things if they want them to keep making the things. So this is just trying to make sure everybody who needs to be on board is on board. But it looks like we've got the plans now for, or at least we have appointments for things that we need appointments for, like the assembly and the proving grounds. And I think it might be time to go in the opposite direction of what we've been advised to get some other things we need, yeah?
Please.
Although I will tell you, if this place is anything like where I grew up, you're going to want to be fully armed and armored and ready to go. Because you do not go into places like the underground or the poor places if you're not from there without expecting trouble.
We have faced Darkspawn head on.
I'll be honest, I would be a lot more scared of street gangs who have nothing to lose than Darkspawn.
Well, it's a good thing your armor's all now slotted up so that you can, put in these fancy little runes. Here you go, guys.
Well, that'll help a little bit. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if people try and shiv you. Be ready for it. Honestly, looking at the group of us, we'd be prime targets if we weren't armed to the teeth.
Well, I tried giving you all bigger shields, but nobody wants a heavy shield.
It's too cumbersome. I need to move quickly.
It's like you're all weak and can't carry them.
I am not going to stay in one place for something to hit me. That is how I die.
Exactly.
I just look at them from my iron or my steel fortress. Sure.
You're a living mountain of metal, which I am sure is going to be quite the eye catcher for the dwarves around here. But I'm just saying it might be a good time right now to go on a tour of places that are better left unsaid. And Jurgen, you needed some things down there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Garrett, what are we clear on what we need down there?
Grenades.
And lyrium.
So
Raw.
things not say quite as loudly. Yes.
Raw lyrium. Case of grenades.
So you want it raw. Got it.
That's how you work it.
I am talking just about that substance and nothing else.
As am I.
And Garrick, do you feel like you can make a good showing in that proving grounds?
Yeah, sure.
It's
right,
kind of...
right, hype man.
I'll make her say
Garrick. Garrick.
No, you're doing this to yourself. No.
Garrick.
Okay, then Andraste's ashes. We need to work on this.
You have critiques?
I do have some suggestions that might improve the delivery.
I find mine consistent and concise.
Yes, but lacking in dynamics.
Dynamicism confuses people.
Dynamics are important to keeping one's interest when speaking. You see, if I talk at the same tone all the time, it becomes very difficult to pay attention because it is monotone and monotonous and everything is the same.
I found that easy.
What?
to
I'm
pay-
sorry, I zoned out for a moment there.
However, if you make sure to time your words in such a way as to build anticipation, you can get more interest in it.
I'm sorry, I got lost in this mushroom ale.
Harold, I don't know if it's a good idea to instruct Jurgen, because then what if he's trying to order something from a vendor and
He starts
Does
using dynamics.
that?
Honestly, I would be entertained as hell.
I will continue
Fair.
with my cheer, which I believe will catch on amongst the crowd of Garrick. Garrick. Garrick.
Well, if you inadvertently completely eat it and make poor showing, I've got a way to spin it, so I think we'll win either way.
You have a way with words.
Yep. Save me from a patent quite a few times.
Okay. So, you have concluded dinner. What comes next?
Party go down the whole...
Crime!
It's crime time, everybody!
It's a post-dinner
We're
criming.
proud to present our newest adventure, going down to the crime lab. I was gonna say going down to Pound Town, but that just didn't work.
Okay. So, got a secret message.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
Is this a malevolent secret message?
You'll find out.
I'm afraid.
You should be.
Eh.
So, you make your way down the various staircases.
I will try and help everybody. I'm gonna be sneaky and try and help everybody else be a little sneaky.
Okay. There's no need to be sneaky. It's essentially nighttime in the Tig. It's when everybody has gone to bed. And you'd notice a definite progression as you go downstairs. So you were previously today in the Diamond Quarter. It was the highest part of the city. Very nice, very well kept. Merchant District, clean, but you know, there are nugs around. And you descend further down the steps into Dust Town, where there are far fewer people asleep than you would expect. And it's very dark. It's not very well lit here. There's lots of shadows and crannies. And especially for Harold, you know a slum when you see one, and this is a slum.
Feels like.
There's- Yeah, and you very easily understand why this is called Dust Town, because while you had nice stone walkways up above, here it's just dirt, and it gets everywhere and on everything. There's piles of garbage over here with some nugs nibbling on it. Uh, and so I would like perception rolls from everybody. Your target number is 15.
$13 for me. Unless it's hearing.
I got a 12.
Or
I'll
dark
say
spot.
it's hearing. Hearing counts.
Oh, sweet.
All
right, how-
What'd you get, Jurgen?
I got an 8.
Okay. Anybody mind if I use the benevolence? Cause I got a 14 right now, and
Do it.
just using it gives me the 15.
Do it.
Hit it.
So yeah, 15. 16 actually, because I rolled 2.
Okay.
Yeah, automatic success.
All right. So, what happened? Okay. Oh, we've got a malevolence. All right.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans ensue. So, who got 15 or above? Galen
Me?
did and Garrick did, right?
I thought Galen got a 14.
I
You rolled a 12? or-
yes.
Yeah.
Now I gotta recount. Thanks.
Because I thought you got a 13, but then with your focus,
Is that +2 for
Mhm.
focus? Okay. Then yeah, that makes it perfect 15.
okay.
Oh, then I didn't need to use the benevolence.
It might help anyway. And also the game session is almost
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right. So, what is your defense, Galen?
Oh. It's a secret. No, I'm just kidding. It's a 13.
14.
All right.
You got a +1, remember? Oh wait, no, you did it to armor.
No, I
That's
didn't.
Right.
That's my armor.
That's right. That's right. My bad.
Okay. Well, that's gonna help. And you've got. So that's a really high number that I just rolled. In part because of the malevolence. All right. So, someone. You hear them creeping up on you. But you don't have time to react before something stabs you from behind, inflicting 2 points of damage. That is after figuring out your armor bonus.
Oh, okay.
And Garrick, you spot this right as it happens. As this ugly, scarred, tattooed dwarf stabs Galen.
Galen cries out from the stabbing.
And
my-
you see a group of tough, tattooed, armed dwarves start converging on where you are. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Like, hi, friends.
Welcome to Death Town.
You're
I have
like,
the perfect.
oh, is this how you say hello here? Stab.
I have the perfect opening when we come back next week and start this fight.
You better write it down. Write it down.
Oh gosh.
And that's the show. So, thank you to all my wonderful players and to the amazing audience. Stick around, everyone, because in just under an hour, we'll be playing Curse of Strahd. She is the Ancient, where even more shenanigans will ensue. If you want more Dragon Age content, then swing by on Wednesday as I play through Dragon Age 2 on stream. And if you enjoy tabletop RPGs, then on Friday we're going to be doing some more Dune. Things are weird. Weirder.
It's due.
I've been describing it as I think my sister just tried to assassinate my fiance, but it's not what you think. Anyway, follow Stolen Fires on Twitter and Instagram for more news and updates, including new games that we will hopefully be able to add to our roster very, very soon. And so, if we just want to do one quick round of goodbyes and find us Nexus. That's not a word.
Next is
Ambrose, save me.
Hi, I help. I do the thing. I'm Ambrose. You can find me all over the internet as Am Changeling. You can find me on Etsy at Thornkind. You can find me playing again Friday evening, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Dune. Be there. Or be square. Or, well, any shape is fine. I like all the shapes. Also, nugs are adorable.
Hello and goodbye, all. I am Devin. You can find me online at Sort of Sullied. I have been the totally stable Garrick. You can find me next to playing the also equally stable Not Norma on Friday, playing in Dune.
Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and I am on the Stolen Fires Discord as Voodoo Arcade, where I continuously dominate the We've Been Framed channel. So come and hang out and be amazed at my ability to sometimes get that game right. That's all. The end. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I have been Harold Wynn, the most cute elf. Yes, that's right, Galen, most cute. Hey, who of us still has a good relationship with our Griffin?
Right, you.
You can find me on the internet nowhere, for I lurk rather than expose myself, except in this one instance. Or you can find me on the Burning Bird app at the Raba 1. And yeah, that's all I got to tell you. You people should have better imaginations than making me exist.
Alright, I have been your storyteller for this evening. My name is Rachel. Find me Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. Find me here on Wednesday, find me here on Friday. And yeah, in about an hour we've got Curse of Strahd, so that should be good times. We will see you next week.